smartest person in the room is often the most exhausted, not because they're weak, because they've been strong for too long, for too many people, without enough space to put anything down. Welcome back to the Sunday Scaries. I'm Eric with Emberwell Coaching. And if you're someone that people rely on, this conversation is probably going to feel a little familiar. See, there's a certain type of person this tends to apply to. You're dependable, you follow through, you handle things before they become problems, and people trust you. And over time, that becomes your identity, the reliable one, the one who fixes things, the one who steps up, the one who doesn't drop the ball. And on the surface, that looks like strength, but underneath it, there's usually a cost. So let's start with something that doesn't get talked about enough: emotional labor. Being the reliable one doesn't just mean doing more work, it means carrying more weight. You're thinking ahead, you're anticipating any problems, managing expectations from above and below, and keeping things steady for other people. And if you're also the fixer, it goes even further. People don't just bring you new tasks, they bring you problems. And over time, you start absorbing things that were never really yours to carry. This is where leadership fatigue starts to show up. Even if you don't have a formal leadership title, it's because leadership isn't just about position, it's about responsibility. And when you're the person that people look to when things get uncertain, your brain rarely gets to switch off. You're always just a little on, a little aware, a little responsible. And that constant awareness, guess what? It takes energy. And this is why responsible people burn out faster than most. Not because they can't handle pressure, but because they handle it too often without interruption. They don't drop things, they don't ask for help easily, and they certainly don't pause to reassess. They just continue. And continuing without recalibration is what creates burnout. And then there's this part that keeps the cycle going: boundary guilt. The moment you consider saying no, pulling back, delegating, maybe not being the one to fix it, there's a voice that says, but if I don't do it, who will? Or this is just who I am. And so you keep saying yes, not because you want to, but because it feels like the responsible thing to do. But here's the reality: most people don't realize until much later that reliability without recovery becomes resentment. Not overnight, but slowly and quietly, until the thing that once made you feel strong starts to feel heavy. And this is where most advice gets it wrong, because the answer isn't to stop being reliable. That's part of your strength. That's who you are. The shift is learning how to build a life where your reliability is sustainable, not draining. Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't to survive your week. It's really truly to build a life that you don't need to recover from or escape from. And that starts with something most high performers tend to skip, and it's intentional design. Not just reacting to what's in front of you, but stepping back and asking, what am I actually building here? Because if you don't design your life, your responsibilities, guess what? They're going to do it for you. And that is not a fun place that you want to be. It also means aligning your energy with what actually matters, not just what you're good at, not just what people expect from you, but what's worth your effort long term. And raising your personal standards around things like what you say yes to, what you carry, what you're responsible for, because right now your standards might be built around being dependable. But what if they were built around being sustainable? And this is where ambition shifts from how much can I handle to what actually is worth handling. Because more isn't always better. More without intention is really just more weight. So at Emberwell, we believe something simple. Success should feel sustainable. Not just impressive, not just productive, sustainable. So I'll leave you with this. Where in your life have you taken on responsibility that might not actually be yours anymore? Not what are you capable of carrying, what are you choosing to keep carrying? If something came to mind, that's usually where the work starts. And if you've been following the Sunday Scaries, this is really what the series has been about, helping you move from surviving your life to actually designing it. And if that's a direction you want to move in, subscribe and stay with me. And if you're ready to start having more intentional conversations about what that looks like for you, you can also book a discovery call with Emberwell. Until then, build something that burns brighter without burning you out.